Welcome to Albums Out of 100. This is a music album review channel where I give albums a standardised mark, unsurprisingly out of 100. You are currently listening to a review of the album Straight Outta Lynwood by Weird Al Yankovic. I recommend you listen along to the album on Spotify, but it is optional, and you can understand this review without doing so. Let's get started then, and remember what follows is simply my opinion. The artist is Weird Al Yankovic. Now, before you dismiss the album as slapstick comedy, I just want to clear up a few points. Weird Al is actually a well-decorated musician, having won many awards for his work. He does not, simply as some suggest, eat off the success of others. Nor is he immature. His lyrics are actually far more meaningful than most mainstream pop lyrics. Finally, not all his songs are straight parodies. People seem unable to understand that last point when they hear the name Weird Al. In actual fact, under half his released songs are parodies. Judge Al as you would judge any other artist. He just does a different genre, that's all. Track list. 1. White and Nerdy. 2. Pancreas. 3. Canadian Idiot. 4. I'll Sue You. 5. Polkarama. 6. Virus Alert. 7. Confessions Part 3. 8. Weasel Stomping Day. 9. Close But No Cigar. 10. Do I Creep You Out. 11. Trapped in the Drive-thru. 12. Don't Download This Song. The genre is most often classified as comedy, but you could also call a lot of the album rap. This was Weird Al's 12th studio album. It was released in 2006. Album cover. The album cover presents Yankovic as a gangster with a fierce dog at his side. He's standing in front of the Chevrolet used in the video for White and Nerdy. The license plate also furthers the abundance of the number 27 appearing in Yankovic's products. Visually, the blue hues to the Chevrolet and to Yankovic's jacket in the foreground really contrast the dingy streets in the background, making it visually appealing. I also like the fact that the album title appears discreetly on the wall of graffiti. 5 out of 5 for album cover. Track by track analysis. Track 1, White and Nerdy. This was actually the first single from Al to chart anywhere near the top 20 in over 20 years, and also served to introduce Al to a new generation of listeners. The song is a straight parody of Riding by Crazy Bone and Chamillionaire, and ended up being vastly more popular than the original song. It talks of a white nerd whose numerous typically nerdy behaviours and qualities prevent him from being cool with the local mobsters. One of the good things about Al's parodies is that he totally makes the song his own, so you don't even think of it as a parody of Riding, you think of it as a separate song, and a classic at that. He also happens to be very good at rapping, as he proves here. Track 2, Pancreas, a style parody of the Beach Boys' music in general. That's right, people who weren't listening earlier, it's not a parody of a specific song by the Beach Boys. It's a parody of their musical style. Now you're starting to see how clever Al is. If you're still unsure what I mean by style parody, this track is basically Al creating, writing and singing a brand new Beach Boys song. In my opinion, these style parodies are the highlights of Al's albums, for the sheer attention to detail that goes into them. Plus, this song seamlessly incorporates about 15 separate instruments together, playing while Al talks to the biological specifics of his pancreas. Track 3, Canadian Idiot. A second direct parody, and this time it's a parody of the classic American Idiot by Green Day. The persona of the song talks of the things he hates about Canada, such as how the Canadians are so polite and their money. The clever thing is, though, by making the American persona such a racist bigot, he ultimately and purposely ends up insulting Americans and their views instead of Canadians, as both the title and a surface reading of the lyrics would suggest. Track 4, I'll Sue You. And it's a second style parody. This time the artist being parodied is Rage Against the Machine. Both the instrumentation and the lyrics of the song are angry, and the song is abrasive to listen to. The persona of the song lists numerous ridiculous circumstances he wants to sue in, such as suing Colorado because it looks a bit too much like Wyoming. The patches of land, for crying out loud. Al is making a social criticism here as well, criticising the claim culture that exists in America. Track 5, Polkarama. Anyone who knows of Al knows that on almost every album, us listeners get treated to a polka medley. These polka medleys are brief covers of well-known recent pop songs, combined to a fast fun beat and recurring sound effects. This album's polka medley starts out with The Chicken Dance by Werner Thomas, playing through songs such as Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas, Speed of Sound by Coldplay, Somebody Told Me by The Killers, and Ponder Replay by Rihanna, before coming to a clashing finale in an adaptation of Gold Digger by Kanye West. Al's covers of these hits are performed with enthusiasm, and the sheer speed from which Al goes from one song to another really makes Polkarama an interesting listening experience. Many parts of the track have a decidedly a cappella feel too. Track 6, Virus Alert. After the elation of the last track, Virus Alert starts out slowly with a tinkly intro with Al chanting about the humorous dangers posed by the virus in a chain email. He warns computer users to delete the email immediately. The pace increases slowly until Al is chanting fairly rapidly. This is a style parody of a band called Sparks. The chorus is preceded by a shout-like line of Virus Alert. The end of the song raises the possibility that the contents of the song are actually part of a hoax email themselves. Al trying to get people to somehow give them a virus. It kind of makes more sense when you listen to it than when I describe it. Track 7, Confessions Part 3. This is a direct parody, unsurprisingly, of Confessions Part 2 by Usher. The persona admitting hundreds of humorous minor lies. He's told to his partner that he hopes she won't mind. She does in fact, and leaves him at the end of the song. Track 8, Weasel Stomping Day. This is an anthem-like song endorsing killing rodents barbarically. The song mocks such traditions, though, by making them sound stupid. The only rationale for the violent act being because it's tradition that makes it okay. The song is punctuated frequently by the dying squeals of said rodents. Track 9, Close But No Cigar. Another style parody, this time of a band called Cake. The use of trumpets, a big guitar sound and frequent appearance of a vibroslap makes this song very busy musically. The lyrics involve a persona recalling the numerous girlfriends he has dumped for minor imperfections, such as having an oversized earlobe. Track 10, Do I Creep You Out? A mockingly contradictory direct parody of the inspiring Do I Make You Proud, as performed by Taylor Hicks, who is apparently some talent show contestant. Al's version is centred on an obsessive stalker asking his crush if she really is creeped out by his twisted but amusing fetishes. It's really quite a dark song, amusingly set to an upbeat choral arrangement. Creating such a disturbing concoction is truly a sign of the lyrical genius within Al. Track 11, Trapped in the Drive-thru. A parody of Trapped in the Closet by R. Kelly. The first thing you notice about this song is the length, and at nearly 11 minutes it far exceeds any normal song length. Such ridiculously long songs are another regular feature on Weird Al albums, Al seemingly testing the resolve of his listeners in listening to narratives that can drag. This one, however, doesn't. The narrative story follows a couple deciding what to eat for dinner, and includes vast quantities of unnecessary details about their exploits, making the story amusingly drawn out. It's also a lively and fun snapshot of a young couple's life, made amusing by misunderstandings between them that seem all too familiar to us as listeners. Track 12, Don't Download This Song. A completely original Weird Al song, written in the style of charity songs like Do They Know It's Christmas? The keyboard at the start of the track makes a really nice introduction, and the chorus of singers accompanying Al make sure that the track really soars in the choruses. The lyrics talk of how downloading songs illegally is a terrible sin and condemn anyone who does it, stating, "'Cause you start out stealing songs, then you're robbing liquor stores, selling crack and running over school kids with your car." The track builds gradually until it reaches a phenomenal bridge, featuring Al sarcastically stating how music artists need downloads to buy such luxuries as diamond-studded swimming pools. It's unbelievably catchy as a song, and will have you singing along before its 4 minutes are up. The clever part of the song is the way Al manages to argue for both sides of the illegal downloading debate, so you can't ever tell his real opinion on the issue. This is the best song on the album. Overall, for listening experience, the parodies are spot on and often exceed the original songs they parody. And although I'll Sue You is hard to listen to, that's due to Rage Against the Machine style. 37 out of 45. Overall, for lyrics, Al explores some interesting themes, and a favourite trick of his being to parody society through lyrics that often seem simple at first glance. 32 out of 40. Fluency. Well, the parodies come thick and fast, and there isn't any deviation from the comedy material. No real serious songs here, although some of the lyrics are serious. Equally, the mix of style parodies and originals into the mix gives it variation enough to stop it from being too one-dimensional, in the sense of that. The songs are also placed in a good order that starts you off with an easy listen, takes you through genres at breakneck speed, and then dumps you with a concluding power ballad. 8 out of 10. Meaning, if my calculations are correct, that Straight Outta Lynwood has scored 82 marks out of 100. On our new comparison scale, yeah, that thing on your screen right now, that sets it firmly as a brilliant album. Well, that's it for this review. Leave a comment below to let me know what rating you would give Straight Outta Lynwood. This channel also has an official Facebook page, on which me and Tom, the other guy who is involved in this channel, are currently posting Song of the Days, so it's a good way to get involved with the channel, and should be pretty fun to see what we like as songs. I don't know. An MP3 of this video is also available on SoundCloud. The next review will be of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West, and that will be a review by Tom. See you then. Welcome to Albums Out of 100. This is a music album review channel where I give albums a standardised mark, unsurprisingly out of 100. You are currently listening to a review of the album Straight Outta Lynwood by Weird Al Yankovic. I recommend you listen along to the album on Spotify, but it is optional, and you can understand this review without doing so. Let's get started then, and remember what follows is simply my opinion. The artist is Weird Al Yankovic. Now before you dismiss the album as slapstick comedy, I just want to clear up a few points. Weird Al is actually a well-decorated musician, having won many awards for his work. He does not, simply as some suggest, eat off the success of others. Nor is he immature. His lyrics are actually far more meaningful than most mainstream pop lyrics. Finally, not all his songs are straight parodies. People seem unable to understand that last point when they hear the name Weird Al. In actual fact, under half his released songs are parodies. Judge Al as you would judge any other artist. He just does a different genre. Trapped in the Drive-thru. 12. Don't download this song. The genre is most often classified as comedy, but you could also call a lot of the album rap. This was Weird Al's 12th studio album. It was released in 2006. Album cover. The album cover presents Yankovic as a gangster with a fierce dog at his side. He's standing, that's all. Track list. 1. White and Nerdy. 2. Pancreas. 3. Canadian Idiot. 4. I'll Sue You. 5. Polkarama. 6. Virus Alert. 7. Confessions Part 3. 8. Weasel Stomping Day. 9. Close But No Cigar. 10. Do I Creep You Out? 11.